Hello and welcome back to your YACs Test Pit Digs Phase 2, processing your finds. So we have our artefacts from each of our 3 layers that we dug up, and we've gathered together the resources that we need for washing finds. So ideally a bowl or bucket of water. You don't need to have that too full. Some utensils for cleaning your finds. So here we have a nail brush, an old toothbrush, don't use one you're currently using, a stiff paintbrush, some cocktail sticks and some cotton buds, and somewhere to dry your finds. So we've got a very old bit of newspaper. Last one we got was the 25th of February, so we can leave them out to dry there. And away we go. Here's Andrew ready to have a go at his finds washing. Look how our vegetables are growing. That's where our test pits were. Here we have finds from layer 1, yellow pot, layer 2 in the metal pot, layer 3 in the big yellow bucket.
We have some tile.
So we can wash that.
Some firecracked flint.
We can wash that.
Some bone.
Yep, wash that, but don't get it too wet.
A nail.
Now, metal, particularly iron, we're not washing that. We leave that to dry, and we can dry brush it, for example, with a dry brush, or we can also carefully pick at it with a toothpick or other small wooden utensil, just something that won't damage the metal. Now remember, sometimes when iron corrodes you actually get bits of stone and stuff stuck in the corrosion, and you won't be able to pull those off because you'll damage the object. So mostly the metal finds we leave aside. What else have we got?
Glass.
Glass, we can wash that, just be careful of any sharp edges.
More glass. More tile. Or maybe some pot there.
Yeah, looks like a bit of pot.
We can wash that.
Yep.
Ah,
And clay pipe, can we wash that?
definitely wash that.
Yes.
More bone.
Charcoal, we don't wash. Let's leave that aside.
And a bit of plastic or melted glass.
We can wash that too. So for washing, it's better to dip the brush and put it wet onto the object rather than sticking the object into the water, because sometimes, particularly with very old pottery, it can be a bit crumbly and you risk losing your find if it disintegrates in the water. Something like a flint is robust enough to dip in the water if you think that it's not cleaning too well. George has come to have a nosy what we're up to. Pets are welcome to join in, as are other family members. If you're not sure about it, ask us. Otherwise, I think you're all pretty okay, considering what you have found, bricks and fairly modern pottery. It'll be robust enough to wash.
And make sure with your tile and your pot that you clean the edges as well, because that will show you what the pot is made of. So has it got shell in it? Has it got sand in it? Has it got oyster or flint in it? Hello, George.
Hi, George.
So it's important to see the inclusions in the thing you're cleaning, if it's pot or tile.
And then if you put it on the area to dry, there we go, and leave them out to dry.
I think this has got a stamp on it.
You can also use your cotton buds dipped in water for carefully cleaning the surface of your more delicate finds. When you finish washing your finds, take a photo of them from each layer grouped together with a scale, ideally a ruler, on a plain background so we can see what you've got, and maybe some close-up photos of particular details so we can help with identifying your artefacts. When your finds are fully dry, you can put them ideally in a plastic bag, like a freezer bag or something like that, and mark on it where the finds are from and which layer, whether it's 1, 2 or 3. So you could use your cocktail stick to poke a couple of holes in it just to let the finds breathe a bit, because it will be impossible to get them perfectly dry. If you don't have plastic bags, don't worry, you could also use a pot or reuse your finds pots once they're nice and clean. But do keep your layers separate. Excellent. Now we're ready to start researching our finds.